Hey guys, Eric with Blue Line Fishing. Welcome back to the channel. Your time's important to me as always. And what we're going to do in today's time is we're going to check out how to modify the trailer on this chatterbait, something you may or may not have seen before or tried before, but it's going to give it a little bit different look, definitely a different bait profile and sound signature in the water, something hopefully it's going to trigger those strikes, or maybe those traditional trailers won't do it for you. Stick around. I think you're going to like it. Okay guys, let's jump into this. So instead of using the traditional trailers, like for example, this Gary Yamamoto Zaco, which is an awesome trailer, don't get me wrong, it's one that I do throw probably 70% of the time, or your traditional paddle tail swim bait trailer. Once again, you know, they're awesome trailers, they do a great job, but when you're wanting something that has a little bit different profile to it, a different flash, a different sound signature, I found, and I didn't invent this by any means, but I haven't seen a lot of guys throw it, and I have been finding success with it, especially in those conditions where you've got clearer water, maybe just off-colored stained water, and you want a different look to the bait. You want, like I said, a different sound signature and some more flash. And what it is we're just adding a willow leaf blade to the bottom of this, and I want to show you how we affixed that on there. But just a simple modification right here. A lot of times when you can't get bit, like I say, on those traditional trailers, or you want something a little bit different, especially on pressured waters, maybe where guys are throwing those traditional trailers. This is something I found works really well, and I'll show you how the setup is on it. Obviously, this one's already set up. This has a willow leaf blade on it. You can put any blade you want on the back of it. You could use a Colorado or an Indiana or any other blade. I personally found that the willow leaf, though, I think has the best look to it, and it gives the bait, I think, a better profile. But once again, you can experiment with different blade combinations. It's endless, because once you get this on here with this split ring on the back and this swivel, it's super easy to switch out to any blade you'd want, any color, any pattern, anything like that at all. But with this is a number 4.5 willow leaf blade on here, and that's the one I found to be the best on here. And the way I've got it on, and hopefully this will focus in for you guys, but there's just two pieces of surgical tubing on each side of the hook bend. You can see it right there. So you're going to slide one of these pieces of surgical tubing or any other kind of tubing you want, and just anything to get it to stop here on the bottom of the bend. Then you're going to affix your swivel to it, split ring, and then your blade. And then another piece of tubing on the top. And this tubing, you can get it anywhere. I mean, you can get online, and I order mine personally through Jan's Netcraft. Don't have any affiliation with them, but it's one where they've got a ton of lure making components. You don't have to get anything that's from a lure making place. You can go to Walmart a lot of times in the craft section, or Rural King and their tubing and stuff like that. And you can find this in about any hardware store or anywhere like that and pick it up. Just some small tubing, doesn't have to be clear, but once again, give you a good look at it there. So you get this on, and what I'm doing, I'm putting the tubing, like I said, on the top and the bottom of the bend right here. I've got my swivel, and this is about a medium-sized swivel. This is just a crane swivel. You could use a roller swivel if you wanted to get fancy with it, a bearing swivel. But once again, you just, the simpler the better, really. So a crane swivel, roller swivel, just something cheap on there will definitely do the job without any problems. So you've got your swivel here, and then I've got this number 2 split ring right here. And then once again, on the back section here, a 4.5 willow leaf blade. And it's going to give that chatterbait a completely different look. It doesn't look like much sitting here, but through the water, it's definitely got some crazy action, because you've got that wide hunting action of the chatterbait. You've got that blade that's rotating. It's also swinging at the same time. It really gives it a different look. And this time of the year, I really throw a lot of power baits, spinner baits, crankbaits, and chatterbaits, because you can cover a lot of water with them. I think they're really good on that post-spawn bite as well. But this little modification, if you haven't seen it or you haven't tried it, I really recommend it. I think you guys will like it, and I think it'll improve your hookup and your catch ratio. Well guys, I hope you got something out of this modification for your chatterbait or your bladed jig fishing. If you did get something out of the video today, please consider subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. Also, I've got some great product discount codes for you guys. I'll leave down in the description, and I'll leave some links down there in the description as well for the different components, blades, swivels, split rings, things like that, in the tubing itself too, to be able to do the modifications to your bladed jigs or your chatterbaits. Once again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And remember, until that next video, get out there and fish.